Before we begin tonight's bumper bonanza, I'd like to make an apology to our audience. Last week we did an episode on the topic of war, a topic we never actually wanted to do as we find the subject of war to be incredibly offensive to all. In fact, last week's bonanza was originally supposed to be about quills, society's forgotten pens. But alas, it was not meant to be.
That's true. We had to improvise all of last week's war episode, including the pre-tapes, because at the last minute, the Quills episode didn't go to air because it was censored. Censored on 31. Who's even watching?
Exactly. Who is watching?
I'm fucking watching.
Okay. Back to the show. After all the build-up and work we did on the Quills show, it was removed from the airwaves at the last minute by the Community Standards Censorship Agency because of its questionable content.
If you ask me, they just didn't like quills, or saucepans.
Or cots.
Or cots.
Good evening, my fellow citizens. From now on, it shall be forbidden to mention the name Ron.
Well, that's gotta suck for you, Ron.
No! Ah!
My name's Bert.
Earlier tonight, the censorship board that canned our first episode asked to meet with us to discuss their actions. But rather than meet them in private, we asked them to come on the show and debate the topic of censorship. They agreed, but only on the proviso that we treat this debate seriously and with some goddamn respect, goddammit.
So tonight, our bonanza creates two teams, negative and affirmative, to debate the topic, is censorship necessary? Please welcome, for the affirmative team from the Channel 31 Censorship Board, Ms. Judy Ellsworthy. Dr. Colin, desk, bottle, lectern, floor, light, John Simon.
That's not my name. It's pronounced Semon.
Apologies. And the final member of the affirmative team, the esteemed Lord Bellowstit. And for the negative, me, John and Simon.
And adjudicating tonight will be special guest adjudicator whose name is also Colin Despot Lectern Floorlight John Simon. Thank you and good evening. And might I just start? You've got a little bit of the jam on the face there. Just no, under the lip.
Oh, thanks, dear. Oh, thank you.
Well, let's get this party started. And what better way to do it than with a song? Eating pizza with Sandy, Randy. Eating pizza with Sue. Ooh. Eating pizza with Sonia.
Stop that, get on with the debate.
Eating pizza with Margaret.
I quite like it. Yeah. Me too. Bloody censors. What are you going to censor next? Sitting? Huh? What? Sitting?
What?
What have you got against sitting?
I'm sitting.
You're a bloody hypocrite.
Gentlemen, please. We're all sitting.
What are you talking about?
Before we begin the debate, there may be some audience members who have never heard the word censor, or censorship, or COTS before. So, in order to enlighten those who are stupid, we were invited to film a lecture given by two leading censorship academics.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mason Fence, and this...
And I am Dr. Joe Cranberry Delight.
I was about to say that, please don't interrupt.
And we are the leading scholars from the Australian National University.
They do already know this.
And this is a lecture defining censorship by Dr. Joe Cranberry Delight and Dr. Mason Fence.
Well done, Dr. Joe. We're meant to be intellectuals and you just keep repeating the information they're already aware of. Now we go ahead and get on with the lecture, please.
I'd like to begin this lecture with a joke.
Are you going to tell it?
Actually, it's not so much a joke as it is in the form of a limerick.
Whatever it is, this movie.
There once was a boy from China who was born with a gaping vagina.
Is that it?
Yes, it is. This isn't a very good audience. The students at ANU love that joke, especially the part where I say China.
As if they would like that joke. It's not even funny. It's not even a limerick. Come on. It's meant to be intellectuals here. Get it together.
The word censor is derived from the Chinese. It is a word they used for their martial arts teachers. It is then combined with the word ship, which is a large sea-travelling vessel. The words on their own are meaningless, pointless. But when combined together, fire.
They are not. Have you completely lost your marbles, Dr. Joe? It's not derived from the Chinese. That's a sensei. And as for the ship, well, you're right about that.
Well, if you'd given me more time to do my research, instead of dragging me along to that men's sauna...
You said you were tense. What am I going to do this, hey? What are you going to turn it back on me? Once again, just drag me out to one of your little lectures on the road, turn it into some piece of intellectually devoid rubbish.
Intellectually devoid?
It began with a joke about a vagina.
It was a limerick!
It was ridiculous.
Well, Dr. Mason Fence, why don't you enlighten me and the rest of the auditorium about what you really think?
I think you can shove your lecture up your ass, buddy.
Immature. Oh! Get off me! Get off me! Get off! Oh! Fuck! What? Get off me! I'm falling apart. I'm cramping! I'm cramping! I'm cramping! I'm cramping! I'm cramping! Get off!
Our first film on the topic of censorship today is as follows.
Dim the lights!
This is CNN International.
Hello and welcome to
global CNN beams from the new Melbourne studios around the world. Firstly, to disturbing news from Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin yesterday announced
everything is fine.
And yet failed to explain the
Happy and prosperous Russian people.
in books. In news from Europe,
Vladimir Putin is Russian Jesus.
resulting in a hat convention that was heavily critical of
Nothing.
despite the rumors
Vladimir Putin does not kill fish.
and owned a taco shell. To finance news now.
Rumors to the contrary are false.
The Asian markets had a mixed week with analysts.
Vladimir Putin is benevolent. Were it not for his human form, he would be an invincible tiger.
The Nasdaq rose.
To applaud invincible tiger Putin.
And finally a look at tomorrow's weather. London is
Trembling.
Edinburgh will remain cloudy with spots of drizzle that should be clearing up in the late afternoon and evening. Moscow is
Always sunny.
And Peter. Well, I hope you have a pleasant weekend. That's all.
Ignore tanks rolling in the streets.
Good night.
Superb! Let's begin the great censorship debate, shall we? The first speaker is from the affirmative team, Miss Judy Elsworthy.
Well, I actually never agreed to come on the show and speak, but I am prepared to do so tonight.
Well, you wouldn't have had to had you not cancelled the week before. What have you got against cots?
And saucepans!
And cots! It's actually what you did with the saucepans.
We cooked soup.
Yes, Jonathan, but what was in the soup?
Pumpkin.
And where did you get the pumpkin?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, that was a small part of the show.
And you, what about what you did to Lady Hammerway?
That was her carrot.
And you! You were fine.
Well, if you don't want to be here, why don't you just leave?
Oh, I'll leave.
Just terrific. The next speaker is from the negative team.
Oh, come on, our first speaker just left without saying anything.
Oh, what? Did you have something all planned and organised only to have it taken away at the last minute? Or censored, as you people call it?
Yeah, how does it feel, you nutbag?
He can't say that, can he?
What are you going to do about it, nutbag?
You, sir, are a buffoon. Stop that.
Stop what?
Stop that. Stop blowing that foghorn. It's against the rules. Stop it!
I'm warning ships of imminent danger in the thick fog.
What fog? Right, that's it. But we didn't get to do our last bit because our first speaker left.
Don't you know it's rude to talk during movies?
Hello, censors, and welcome to your morning warm-up film. Today we're going to show you a film that has an inappropriate moment. Your job is to push the button in front of you to stop the film when you feel this moment has arrived. Your button should also make a cheery sound as you push it. Here's the film.
Hey, Tony.
And now we will hear from the negative side, Mr. Simon Godfrey.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Woo! Kick it in the dip.
Thank you. As the first speaker for the negative, I can safely say I'm not Hungarian.
That's not funny!
You're right. That wasn't funny. That's only because I censored the setup, which involved a cat and his over-affectionate master. Disturbing times are these when people believe they have the right to think for others, to decide what people can and can't handle. Even more disturbing is that people seem to be swallowing it. Now, I'm an avid viewer of 31. And like most Caucasian males in their early 20s, I enjoy a good Viking saga. Last week, I was excited to read in the TV guide that C31 was going to be playing my favourite Viking saga, Mindiska the Brutal, as their weeknight movie, only to be horrified when this abomination aired.
We apologise for the interruption, but C31 has deemed the images from tonight's film Mindiska the Brutal too violent and graphic to be seen, even by adults. However, the C31 censorship board has deemed the soundtrack for the film perfectly admissible. So, to avoid any change in the scheduling, C31 has kept the soundtrack for the film, but has removed the images and replaced them with a film of a man going about his day-to-day business so as not to offend the more sensitive members of society. So please enjoy the C31 weeknight movie, Mindiska the Brutal.
Why must you reap death and peril upon these new lands?
Because I am Mindiska the Brutal. Men cower when they hear my name. Children scream when their parents tell them stories of me. My armies have spread terror through the lands because I am the greatest Viking leader ever to have lived.
Sire.
Yes, Mindiska.
What is to be done with the prisoners?
Burn them alive.
They look to be in quite a lot of pain, sir.
Prepare for tomorrow's raid.
The men are ready, sir.
But the Angles and Saxons shall never be.
Mindiska, my love, it's so dangerous. Please be safe.
Ha ha ha.
You hear that rumble?
Oh no. It's Mindiska and the Vikings!
No prisoners!
Mindiska, you are wounded.
Please don't leave me.
No, this, my love. Know that I have always loved you and loved you to the end. No glorious battle compares to the happiness you have brought me.
Mindiska, I love you.
I love you too. Ha 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 ha.
I'd now like to sum up my arguments by saying, so there. Thank you.
Well put, David. And now time for the rebuttal.
My name's Simon.
What?
You just called me David.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You just called me David. Didn't you just call me David, guys? The hell with both of you.
And well put again, David. And now an ad break. And now let's hear from the affirmative side. Please make her welcome Dr. Despotal Floorlight John Simon.
Thanks,
You look
Sally.
good. You look good.
I would like to begin my argument by showing some footage from last week's censored show, taken from a live segment entitled Special People, Special Gifts.
Hello, I'm Marie Cheevers. Tonight on the regular Bumper Bonanza Special People Special Gifts segment, we meet a very unusual Australian. Rachel Bellamy is a brave young woman who's overcome adversity to become a champion. For most of her short life, 17-year-old Rachel has suffered from Tourette's syndrome, an inoperable brain disease that makes it difficult for her to talk without blurting out curse words or grunting in a sexual manner. With me now is Rachel's father, Dick Bellamy. Dick, could you enlighten us a bit on Rachel's condition? What sorts of things does she say?
Oh, you know, it's the usual kind of stuff, you know, just sort of naughty words and that sort of nonsense. You know, she doesn't mean it though, you know, she's a good kid. It's just the syndrome, see?
A hard life indeed. But last year everything changed a bit for Rachel, didn't it? When she overcame adversity and beat the odds to become National Spelling Bee champion. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us another special guest in the studio tonight. Please welcome the lady herself, Rachel Bellamy. Hello, Rach. Now, just as a preventative measure, we're going to run a bleep over everything you say tonight, okay? Just as a prevent.
Oh, okay.
Now, Rachel, tell me, how did you manage to win a spelling bee, a feat that requires a very high level of verbal acuity without accidentally saying something unpleasant or hateful?
It was really quite easy, really. Do you have to do that bleeping thing? I think I'll be okay. I think I'm all right.
Fascinating. A special orthodontic device, you say? Well, a special orthodontic device isn't very sexy. But if that's what was necessary to stop you from spouting vile and homophobic and racist hate, then so be it.
Yeah, that kind of thing doesn't really happen ever. The funny thing though was with the spelling bee is that I won. Some people would say that's quite ironic.
Hey, it's okay. You're doing great. Isn't she doing great, ladies and gentlemen? How about a round of applause for Rachel? Thank you.
Excuse me, Marie, I don't want to be annoying and whatnot, but couldn't you just go back and bleep out any swear words she says if she says it, which I'm sure she won't, you know. She's good now, you see. She's good. She's come good. Isn't that right, Rachie?
Yeah. I'm fine. It's a manageable thing, Tourette's. It's not like it's a life sentence or anything, you know?
So brave.
Hey, Marie, I'm just like everyone else. Really?
Now, come on. Come on, you've asked her on your show so she can, share her experiences with that, and you just bleep every goddamn bloody word she bloody well says.
Whoa, easy up there, Dick. Need I remind you that we are a live program?
I'm sorry. No, I am sorry, Marie. It's just that, kid's had a hard life, and, she's finally come good, and me and the wife, we just like to celebrate that,
Okay, all right. Well, you make a fair point. Let's cut the bleeping, yeah? Okay, we're out of time anyway. So, look, I thank you very much, Dick, and you, Rachel, for coming on and sharing your special stories with us. And just one last question for the brave little battler before we go. Rachel, could you perhaps share with us the word that won you the spelling bee?
Cunt.
And what a great argument those advertisements made. I encourage everyone to buy all of the products seen in the ad break. Welcome back to the great censorship debate. We will now hear from Miss Kirsten from the negative team.
Oh, come on! Our other speaker left without closing. It's not fair.
You're right. She just must have left her lights on in the car. But in any case, Miss Kirsten has the floor.
Adjudicator, in the interests of fair play, I wish to let the esteemed Lord Bellows Tit go before me.
You are a queen. Is that allowed?
Huh? Yep. No. Yep. Yes. Yes. Do you know how to do an ellipsis?
Yeah, it's 111.
No, that was 222. That's funny.
People like my counterparts over there may say that censorship is stifling freedom of speech. But we say that the emotional harm of open and censorship-less speech is much more damaging to a person or child than actual physical harm. There are statistics that prove that calling someone a dickhead or speaking openly about a person or small, cute child's race or choice of lifestyle can lead to irreparable damage to the person and or beautiful, small, cute child named Tommy. Even a simple reference or joke about a person or little cute girl can lead to violence and even death. I will now demonstrate through the magic of video footage an example of where a person speaking openly and without censorship eventually leads to a violent and catastrophic result. This footage was taken from one of our censorship board's anti-discrimination classes. Please roll the footage.
Now, over the last few weeks, we've learnt about discrimination and tolerance of others. Now, you've all been sent to me by the courts for your lack of tolerance in the workplace and in society as in general. And that's why they sent you here to me. The best teacher in the world. Yes, Danielle.
But, sir, by saying you're the best teacher in the world, isn't that discriminatory towards other teachers?
Yes, well, Danielle, that was just a tongue-in-cheek joke, so I don't...
Yes, but by stating that, you could actually be saying that you're a better teacher than, say, someone of a different race.
Okay, okay. Well, noted, Danielle, thank you. I'm sorry if I offended anyone, but, no one really was offended, though, were they?
Oh, well, sir, I think when you made that remark about tongue-in-cheek, you're referring to the fact that I'm a homosexual. Now, put my tongue in the cheeks of other homosexuals, then I'm, some sort of sick poof.
Now, come now, class, come on.
Come now. Saying, come now. Like I just ejaculate everywhere because I'm a homosexual. That, well, I go out into public and just come in front of everyone because that's what homosexuals do, is it? Well, we don't.
No, that's not what I was saying. Now, class, if everyone could just listen...
I'd prefer it if you didn't refer to us as class. I mean, like, just because you're a teacher doesn't mean you can discriminate on people's class. I suppose you think you're upper class being a teacher.
No, that's not what I was saying. Now, just everybody settle down.
Settle down? You mean like the Jews settled down in Nazi concentration camps? Anti-Semitism.
I'm Jewish.
Even worse.
Now, this is just crazy.
Crazy, is it? My brother is mentally disabled. Does that make him crazy?
Now, let's not be ridiculous.
My mother's ridiculous.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm a Christian.
Oh, fuck me dead.
And was that about me being a necrophiliac?
What?
You shouldn't judge people just because their chosen form of sexual expression is with the dead.
My brother killed himself?
Is he trying to come on to me? Or is that just another necrophiliac joke? Because either way, it's incredibly inappropriate.
A violent and bloody end to a tragedy that could have been avoided if the now deceased teacher had taken the time to control the obscenities that were exploding from his mouth hole. It could be said that the metaphorical bullets that were shooting from his mouth were evidently more damaging to more people than the bullet that actually killed him. Thank you.
Well, a beautiful argument. Simply beautiful. Concise and to the point. Now, if you ask me, the debate is over. Unfortunately for me, I'm not the person who decides the debates.
Yes, you are.
Now for the next speaker. From the negative team, Miss Kirsten.
Well, that was indeed quite moving and convincing, my good lord. For me, it totally proved that when a person or small innocent child doesn't censor themselves, that will lead to harm and death. It's definitely opened my eyes to the benefits of censorship. Actually, it makes me mad that the teacher in that sketch didn't know any better. And for this reason, I've decided to retract my negative argument and change my position to that of affirmative. I'm also sick and tired of Simon and his dirty potty mouth. Sorry, Simon. And also, in all honesty, I just thought Quills was a bit too much as well.
You bitch!
I'm nonplussed.
Well done, Kirsten. Well done.
My lord, your story touched me the way that no man or woman ever has. Sure, plenty have tried, and for a long time, I let them try, and try hard they did. But no one touched me like you. One man did come close once, though. I drew you a story, Papa.
Oh, very good. Well, let's have a look, shall we? For fuck's sake, Freddy.
One morning, Freddy woke up.
For fuck's sake.
He had breakfast and watched the morning news.
It's going to rain today.
For fuck's sake.
He went to his work as a tour guide at the zoo.
Fucking rain. For fuck's sake.
You have to take a tour of American tourists.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Where are the bathrooms? Can you pee here? We can in the US.
For fuck's sake.
But do you pee in a toilet or do you just pee in your pants and get a koala bear to clean it? There's no koalas in the US. But go to the Grand Canyon.
For fuck's sake, of course we pee, you fucked up American fuck.
But the American didn't get it.
Do you mean for the sake of fuck? Or like, fucking motherfucker? Like the black people say in the US. We have a lot of black people.
For fuck's sake.
The American just kept talking.
Like, you have Negroid people here, too, just like in the U.S. You call them aboriginals. Where's the aboriginal cage in this zoo? They're very poor, those aboriginals. They should go to the Grand Canyon.
For fuck's sake.
Freddie couldn't handle any more.
The Grand Canyon's really big in the U.S.
For fuck's sake!
He rained punches on the American tourist.
Wow, you punch just like Rocky. He's a great American. Do you have TV here?
For fuck's sake, you dumb fucking American.
Then his boss came.
You're fired, Freddie. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Kirsten. Although I didn't care for the language very much, but I'll let it go this one time because I'm very fond of you, Kirsten.
Oh, you're like a father to me.
Although I do have something to say to you.
What?
Crying is a sign of weakness.
I drew you a story.
That's a good one, good one. What a fucking baby.
Yeah, I actually did draw you a story, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. The Matrix by John Bennett. I'll read it later.
Okay. Well done, David. And well done to all. We're all doing a fantastic job and deserve my congratulations. You have them. And the next speaker is the April Mays. Please take it away.
I opened my eyes this morning, took a look at the big old world. The birds and the bees and the breeze through the trees. I am just a little girl, and I know there's much more to it than the view outside my window. There is war, there is greed, there are people to feed. Now they're taking our freedom of speech, and I know we've had enough of this destruction in our lives. And some people just don't know what to do, and they'd rather run and hide. I've been watching and listening to people's fears. Been walking around, been walking downtown with music in my ears, singing, I love this life. Partying hounds and the disco bar clowns, getting down to the sounds of the music. Click your fingers and tap your toes. We're all friends here, there are no foes. Speak of the things in which you believe. Speak up and be proud. Do da 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 da. Do da 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 da. Singing, I love this life. Partying hounds and the disco ball clowns, getting down to the sounds of the music. Click your fingers and tap your toes. We're all friends here, there are no foes. Speak of the things in which you believe. Speak up and be proud. Now, people been saying there's something different, a look that is in my eyes. But everything changes, it all rearranges, so that is no surprise. And I'm not just a little girl, I got a voice that speaks out loud. And you do too, so use it. Speak up and be proud. Sing, I love this life. Partying hounds and the disco ball clowns getting down to the sounds of the music. Click your fingers and tap your toes. We're all friends here, there are no foes. Speak of the things in which you believe. Speak up and be proud. Sing, I love this life. Partying hounds and the disco ball clowns getting down to the sounds of the music. Click your fingers and tap your toes. We're all friends here, there are no foes. Speak of the things in which you believe. Speak up and be proud.
For the final speaker from the negative team, the leggy John Bennett.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. The time has now come for me to sum up my team's arguments. To censor something is like not taking out the rubbish. Sure, you don't have to put out the rubbish. I censored myself. See, it's bad. But if you didn't, then your house would fill with trash. You'd come home from work, only to be greeted by your trash wife, your little trash children. You'd eat trash for dinner, and then after dinner you'd sit down for a nice cup of trash with a biscuit. Then your trash wife will tell you that your trash dog hasn't been out for a walk yet. And you go out into the night with your trash dog and watch him do his trash on the neighbour's lawn. And while you do all this trash, you think to yourself, yep, this is my life. When did it all turn to trash? Well, I'll tell you when. When you decided that you needed someone to tell you what you could and couldn't see and hear and feel and smell and rub up against. When you decided that you needed censorship. That's when your life turned to trash. And if that's what you want to do, then do yourself a favour and eat a steaming pile of shit. Because you know what censorship actually is? It's trash. Thanks. No, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, I think I have a sketch that can pretty much sum up my argument. So please take the time to think about what this sketch actually means and whether you want to live a life full of trash.
Oh, you're hurting me!
Thank you. Now, the people sitting over here, were we thinking after seeing that sketch? That was trash. But was it? Was it really? You see, they thought that it was a person masturbating, but it wasn't, was it? It was just two guys hanging around, watching a movie and pulling each other's cheeks. Who are we to say that that's wrong? More importantly, who are they to say that's wrong?
We're the censorship board.
Exactly! The censorship board. A censorship board that thought the man in that sketch was a wanker. But I ask you, the audience, who are the real wankers?
Oh, God, I'm a fool! Oh, John, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, my sweet, gentle Lord Bellows Tit. But for the sake of freedom, I must return to the side of my dear colleagues and change my position back to that of negative.
Piss off. You've made your bed, traitor. Now you're going to lie in it with Lord Bellows Tit and make sweet love to him. Dead to us.
You can be my polywaffle lady.
But my argument isn't about who's a wanker or a weirdo. It's about who decides what should be censored. The decision isn't up to a small group of people. It's up to an audience. The audience. And it's for this reason that we must fight against censorship. Kirsten Kerr, Becky McStabstab gave in. She believed that the censors were too smart and father-like and freaky. But we can't feel that way, because Goonies never say die.
I'm not a Goonie.
I forgot, but still, don't you realise the next time you see Sky, it'll be over another town. The next time you take a test, it'll be in some other school. Our parents, they want the bestest stuff for us. But right now, they got to do what's right for them, because it's their time. It's their time up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here. And that's all over the second we ride up Troy's bucket. And if you don't like it, you can just change the channel.
Hey, all doing?
Can I just assume that Jamie's attempt to interrupt there was because you... My mum and... Mainly...
For bonus 1,000, let's hope you win it. What do you think?